All right, so let's talk about badges. If you're already at the talent show, then obviously you've already received 4 badges and seen this screen, right? That's fun. All right, so I'm going to talk to you about how to do badging in your course. It's fairly simple. It just takes a few steps. So you noticed that in this course, every time you complete a module, you get a badge. If you click over here in badges, after you're done, it will show them to you. When I click on there right now, it's not going to show anything because I do not have any students in my class, but it will show this page, which is how I set it up. So basically, each module, right, becomes a badge. It has to be set up in modules in order for it to work, and then you assign a badge to that module completion, and then you have to complete the module in order to do that. So I'm going to show you how to set it up, but I'm also going to show you a course that I have that has badges in it, just so you can kind of see what it looks like. All right, so I'm going to go to badges. So same thing, it's going to show the objectives, how that works. But if I go to progress, it shows everybody that's enrolled in the course and if they've gotten badges or not. These have not been done to where people are earning the badges, but this is what it would look like. So you would see all of your students and it would tell you what they're doing and how they're doing. All right, so let's talk about how to do this. So I made a empty course called badges. Do badges. So when you're here, you need to select an issuer. You can create an issuer on the other side going to badgr.io, but you can do it straight from here. So you're going to do create issuer. I'm going to name. I'm not going to put anything on here for right now. The website URL is going to be this right here. So all the way to that last number. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste this here. And the contact email has to be the one that's associated with this course. Otherwise, it will not accept it. Oops, sorry. All right, and I have to agree. You can add a picture if you want. That's completely up to you. And then you're going to do new issuer. So it's going to put it down here at the bottom. So now I'm going to select issuer because that's me in my course. All right, so now my badging looks like this. So it's got my objectives. You notice that it took my modules and it made this automatically. So this is the first module, second module. It doesn't mean you have to have a badge for each one, but it is going to show up. All right, so you notice that I don't have a badge assigned. So now what I'm going to do is go in here and I'm going to assign a badge. So I don't have any badges in this issuer instance. So I'm going to go ahead and do create new badge. Now I have a couple options. I can upload a picture of a badge that I've already created, or I can use the Badge Studio. So I'm just going to show you to use the Badge Studio for right now, just because it's simple. There's not a whole lot you can do. You can pick the shape, change the color, and then you can pick some graphics, right? And then change the color of that if you want. And then once you have it the way that you like, you can't do text or anything like that. You're just going to hit save. And then now I'm going to name my badge. So I'm going to name it badge 1. The badge description, you can put whatever you want in here, but you do have to put something. And then the criteria, so you have to have this URL. So if I try to do it without it, it won't let me. So I have to have the URL of the course. So remember, up to that last number, I'm going to copy it, I'm going to paste, and then I'm going to hit create. All right, so here it is, listed right here. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to create a new badge. I'm going to use the Badge Studio. Let's do this. Save, same thing. So this is going to be badge 2. And then the same URL. All right, now what we have to do is come back over to the modules, and we need to add the Badgr external tool. So we've already set up the requirements for the module. It has to be a completion of that module. So it needs to have a module plus at least one thing it has to do. So remember to do that. You go here to edit, and then you add the requirements, right? You do not have to have a prerequisite, at least a requirement. So at least one thing needs to be done to move on to the next module. Okay, so then you come here, you hit the plus button, and you go to external tool. You select Badgr. It sets it up for you, right? You don't have to do anything. Add item, right? And then do the same thing for your second one. If you've already done it, it pretty much does it for you. Add item. Something to note, you do need to keep it unpublished, because as a student is hitting next in the course, once they get to this page, if it's published, they'll get a pop-up that says this external link does not work, because this is not really a page. It's just telling Canvas to do something. Right? So now you have it set up. So really what you need to do is, once you get students in there, you can test it. I would just maybe start off with one. Sometimes there's a little bit of a learning curve, but it is a really, really, really cool way to do that. And I also kind of want to show you, if I go to badgr.com, I'm going to log out, right? And I'm going to sign in, and I'm going to use Google, because it's going to pull my Birdville account. And when I do that, you notice that my issuer showed up down here. So I created the issuer in Canvas, and then it brought me the same thing back to Badgr, right? So when you're inside Badgr, you can actually create badges here as well. So I can create a badge. I can drop and drag and things like that. If you want to do any kind of criteria for your badge, at that point, I believe you can do it here. That's kind of a second step we'd have to look over. It's a little bit more complicated, but just know that you can do that in any instance. You can create badges here, or you can create badges inside of Canvas. All right, well, you guys try this out and let me know how you think.